gonna get something back.
Yeah, you're about to get a $500 bill.
I got so lucky.
Oh, there it is. Yep, stayed. You're lucky.
So I got it.
Today, over 100 Narragansett High School students joined us for our CU for Reality Financial Education Fair. The fair is an event that helps the student learn firsthand how to manage life on a budget, pay their bills, and save money for the future. The choices help them understand the real-life expenses they'll face in adulthood and the changes that they'll probably need to make to avoid falling into debt.
Well, here at the CU for Reality Fair, what happens is that the students are given a job and a salary, and then they have to go through all the stations, and going through the stations they have to basically figure out how they can live on a budget. You know, these are expenses, what I need for food, what I need for rent, what I need for transportation, and then of course we love our, what we call as our wheel of misfortune, which basically is those odds and ends, things that may come up as a surprise on a monthly basis.
So at the Reality Fair, again, what students are picking up on and recognizing is all the different costs that they never really thought about. Many of them think about, oh, I want to move into a big house, or I want a really expensive car, but when they realize that they have to eat and they need to pay for heat and education, that's when reality sets in. I think when they go to the Reality Fair, what they really recognize is, even if they're coming in with an entry salary of $40,000 or $45,000, they think that's quite a bit of money, but they recognize that in reality that's not that much money, and that it's going to be more of a struggle, and that they really need to have a good understanding of how to manage their finances.
I brought in food and the different prices of food and the different categories so that the students could get an idea of how much it's going to cost them to live on their own. It's like sticker shock when you buy a car. Their eyes are like bugging out of their heads right today. Okay, are you kidding me? It's that much money for shampoo? It's that much money for cereal? I mean, they have no idea what they're in for when they walk out of that school.
It was really good. It was an extremely beneficial program, and just realizing how much everything costs, from car loans to your basic necessities, for like how much food costs and everything like that, it was just shocking to me, and I didn't even realize how much everything I'm going to need to save and all that.
Today I went around to different vendors at different booths, and I bought necessities and wants that I will buy later on in my life, and bought them based on a budget based on my career.
I got to go around to different booths and see what it's like to experience budgeting in the real world after college, and see how difficult it is to stay on a budget and have enough money to do the things that I like to do.
The biggest surprise was definitely the insurance and how much I need to put down, and maybe like the food just in general. I didn't realize how much everything costs. Going to the market and spending like $100 a week just on one visit, and then that adds up over the month, and it turns out like snacks and it's $475, and everything adds up.
I was surprised how much housing was, and at first I was decided to be a homeowner, and then I realized how much I could cut it down by sharing housing and renting with a roommate. So just the difference between that was really surprising to me.
I was definitely surprised about how much some stuff costs, especially like clothes and food, stuff that I almost take for granted because my parents buy a lot of it for me, and I realized that it can come up to like $800 a month just for necessities that I don't think of.
One of our main goals is to develop responsible citizens, and being financially responsible is very important, and students see it as being a very practical 2 activities with the EverFi program that they do over the course of several weeks, and then finishing and culminating with the Reality Fair. And they really get a hands-on approach of how to manage their finances and how important it is to understand the important components of all the things that they'll face later in life.
This whole event is trying to teach the students that this is the real world that you're walking out into. Okay, it's trying to make them complete adults. They have no idea what's going on out there. They've been pampered, and their parents have done a great job probably of raising them, but they haven't given them a reality check yet. Okay, and they all need a reality check.